something newer, or maybe something older still. I'm talking about
He's
crawlers.
a devil.
Crawlers. I've never
That
heard of
boy
crawlers.
Jolly
Well, you're
Ball.
about to. In
D.B.
our next
Cooper.
episode, part 4 of the Mimic
He's
series,
a
we're going to
devil.
dive on what might be the true identity of the
I know it. I
We'll explore
seen
the
him.
chilling modern reports of crawler.
I seen what that nigga do. I seen him. That boy got power. He got the devil in him. Ain't no way he gonna do that shit without some kind of ties, without some kind of deal going on with the devil. That boy, the devil. I know it. Eyes can prove it. Lord have mercy. He's a devil.
Apparently. You know, as far as you may be concerned. You know, if you are ignorant to the fact and, you know, just dumb, as many Zizaks are, and just people in general. I mean, people are not aware of certain things. Like, there are certain abilities, powers, call them cities, Siddhis, that certain people can possess, such as I, you know, Yelly Bard, D.B. Cooper, Zeph Ian, the one and only, the master, right? But that kind of goes without saying. I don't need to flex or brag or talk all that shit, in other words. Like, it is unnecessary for me to goad about my own ability. But then again, here I am. And it's kind of fun to do so. It's not a flex, more so as it is me bringing about awareness to the fact and to the facts as they are, rather than what the powers that be would have you believe are the facts, which they're not. They're just lies they use to keep you dumb, deluded, and very fucking delusional as to what reality is and the end all be all of existence in this realm. Which is not to say that it's one thing or another. You know, life is what you make it, really. The power is in your hands. As much as you would like to argue that it's not, as much as you would love to believe that you have no say or control over your own destiny, that's bullshit. You're at the fucking wheel. People say, "Oh, Jesus, take the wheel." No, it doesn't work that way. Because if you give your power over to some other fucking entity, anyone for that matter, they're gonna lead you astray. They're gonna take full advantage of you, and you're gonna be left alone. You know, like a rainbow in the dark, as Dio once said. I'm not saying you can't go and believe in a savior of some sort, but even he himself, whether he existed or not, can be debated. But he basically said, you got to save yourself, in other words. I can't quote the exact fucking place he said it, if he did. I can't quote it right off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure he said something along those lines. you know, that it's within you. That divine being is fully within you. It's not something beyond you. It's not out of your grasp. It's something you have to awaken inside. It's just something you have to tap into, more so than less. And people aren't hip to this for the most part. People are very delusional. People are very stupid. They're very brainwashed. And they like to assume they know better than they actually do. I mean, myself included to an extent. But at the same time, I tend to be very knowledgeable about shit like this. I'm very well versed when it comes to, you know, knowing the whole score and the bigger picture. And to represent gooning and cooning, part 15, and the beginning of this show, look at what we have here.
The devil. That boy, the devil. Jolly Bob. The white devil.
You see? One of the cards that represents me and what the fuck? What? What? What the fuck you just said to me? Say it again. Repeat yourself now. Say it one more time. Bloody bastard. Hmm. Uh. Whatever the fuck is going on with my sinuses right now. It's been like a week, I think, or more. I hate when this shit happens. It's just like, for some reason, when springtime rolls around, when winter is finally fucking off, and we're well into spring, there's this shit that goes on with my sinuses. I don't know if it's a sinus infection, most likely it is, or some other kind of fucking sickness that I get, but it's really fucking shitty, and I hate it. And it's causing me a lot of discomfort. There's so much fucking phlegm and mucus and congestion to where it's like I can barely fucking breathe. At some points. And it's so thick too. Getting this shit out of me is like a job all in its all you know all on its own. I was working recently back at my former employer, which was great. I loved it. Unfortunately, the other people that I was working with are pieces of shit. So they tried to find a way to, you know, get me out of there as soon as I came, basically. Acting like, oh, we missed you. We were trying to get you back. Yeah. And why are you trying to get me out so fucking bad on top of it? You know, the person I was working for, she's great. Fucking love her. You know, she's awesome. She was willing to put me back on and all that other shit. And I really do appreciate her for that. And I wish she would bring me back as soon as possible. But that's just it, you know. Having to deal with that fucking retard that thinks she's the queen. piece of shit. Playing favoritism, playing favorites and everything. Because she only wants to deal with people that she can fully fucking manipulate and have control over. Because she realizes that I don't play that shit. That I look at her as a fucking joke. And she cannot control me. Nor is it her fucking place to. And by any means whatsoever. You work the front. You deal with the customers. You don't fucking tell me what to do. You're not my manager. You're not my boss. You don't pay me. I don't have to pay you attention in any way, shape, or form. Other than, oh, clarify what needs to be fixed as far as the food goes. Other than that, shut the fuck up and mind your business. Quit acting like you're getting too big for your fucking britches, in other words. And then that piece of shit doesn't want to jump on the grill at any point during the day and then claims that I was not letting him. Lies after the fact. What a fucking bitch. Oh man. People like that, they really don't deserve to breathe, let alone the same air that I do. You know what I mean? Mm. And to find a way to stop them from breathing would be very beneficial to me. So I might have some ways to go about doing that, in other words. Um, we'll see, you know. I might make it so. It wouldn't be hard. I mean, it's like all I gotta do is catch you slipping one day. You know, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do to defend yourself against me. I don't even need a weapon. It's like the reason people fear me just naturally without any, you know, I don't necessarily give them a reason to. But at the same time, it is an innate fear. It is something deep and primal that takes over their sense. It hijacks their senses to where they are completely, you know, distraught over the fact that my presence is right there with you. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. It's like they have no choice but to submit. Which is better off for them, if I'm being perfectly honest. Because to resist me is only going to make it that much worse for you. It's not going to end well for you, let's just say. It's going to be very painful, miserable, and you are going to suffer. You will regret everything very fucking sorely, to be perfectly honest. And I will see to that. I will make damn sure of that. Which is why some would argue that yes, I am indeed the fucking devil. which I can't say I disagree with them. But then again, they're wrong, if I'm being honest. Anyways, DXM is an SNRI. Wow. Yeah, that's why you can't mix it with MAOIs. As if I didn't fucking know this. And that's also why they use it with, I think, Wellbutrin as a, a fucking depression medication. 60 milligram dosage daily. In combination with something else. Look it up. It's more of a recent medication that they developed. But it's like they've known about this shit having psychoactive effects for so many years, yet they never found a way to make a medicine out of it that can actually help people. They just let people start fucking robo-tripping. And then said, oh no, we have to restrict this medication to people 18 and up. You need an ID to buy cough medicine. Because apparently you can get high from it if you take enough of it. As many of us are very aware. Myself included. Don't ask me how I know, but I know very well. You ever heard of a sigma plateau? Yeah. Try doing that for weeks on end, and then get back to me. I'm very well versed in dissociative anesthetic that is dextromethorphan. On every level, basically. Which is not to say that I'm a junkie or a drug addict by any means. No, I'm more of a scientist when it comes to down to it. It's more experimentation. As far as mind altering goes, it was more so experimentation than it was relying on a substance and using it in that manner, like a drug addict would. That's not what it was about. It was about pushing boundaries, going beyond that which normal humans can sustain or experience, and being able to push myself to the brink of not being able to come back from psychosis or otherwise. But naturally, being that I am as resilient as I am to pretty much everything, including that shit, I always do. I always bounce back. And I always come back better than before. That's also part of my innate ability. Negative entropy, neg entropy, my favorite N word, whatever the fuck you want to call it. My power. So, I grow stronger every day in that regard. And in other ways. Stagnation is not something I've been trying to get caught up in, I am trying to better myself little by little every day as much as I can. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's like you got to get a hold of yourself, really. You got to put things into perspective, focus on what's important, and get the ball rolling with certain things. Not just sit around and waste away. not sit on your laurels or otherwise. You need to be diligent. You need to have some form of motivation, something that keeps you moving. And for me, it's pretty much just making money and having fun. Not necessarily in that order, but they do go hand in hand. And when I am able to do do them both simultaneously, it's a blessing. It really is. It truly is. A lot of people don't know how to enjoy life. A lot of people like to think that they're just here to suffer and not get the most out of life, when that's not true at all. Everybody should be happy. Everybody should enjoy themselves. Everybody should be having fun. So long as they deserve it and they're not complete pieces of shit like the ones in the Epstein files who don't even deserve life in any way, shape, or form. Being that they are parasites as they are. They deserve worse than death. But here we are, you know, letting them get away with literal murder, amongst other things. Where does that leave us? How does society respond to the fact that we are ruled over by monsters as our ruling class? Literal fucking monsters. To call them anything otherwise would just be complimenting the worst pieces of shit possible. And it would be a lie. It would be a gross, fucking mischaracterization of what those things are, which I don't even wish to call people at this point. Not human in the slightest. Their humanity was sold out a very long time ago. If you don't believe me, you take a look through those thousands of fucking files. It's nothing new. It's just been going on for a very long while. It's awful. The fact that we're still in this mess and everything that's been coming out since then has been a means of distracting and playing shit off like it's not that important or not that big of a deal, or that we should forget about it and move on because it's old news or fake news or this or that. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to just forget about it? We're supposed to just go about our lives and pretend that the system is actually functioning in any way to our benefit rather than our complete detriment? That's not the case here. Let's be perfectly fucking honest. Let me be clear in that the system and the way it's designed and organized is built to fuck us hard to their complete benefit. And if you think that's a gross generalization of what the fuck it is, then go ahead and do your fucking research and prove me wrong. And tell me that I'm not speaking absolute fucking truth right now. Prove to me that I'm telling you any slight bit of falsehoods with the most fucking significant benefit of the doubt, as if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Put it into that perspective, you know? See if you can tell me anything. I doubt it, highly. There's only so much, you know? There's only so much bullshit that we can put up with as a society, as a people. There's only so much that we can let them get away with up to a certain point before we start, yanking them out of their houses and the Capitol buildings they're working in, while they're working, while they're making laws or getting blowjobs from their secretaries or whatever. Just imagine angry mobs going in there and ripping them out like they did Leo Frank from the police station after he killed Mary Fagan and trying to blame it on two Zazucks that worked for him. And that's why the ADL exists, so they could protect their own. Since then, basically. But I digress. It's a lot that goes into it, you know. It's a lot of fucking bullshit at the end of the day that we have to deal with that's shoveled in our fucking faces that we just have to consume and digest and pretend like we are not frogs in a pot of boiling water. Just letting them turn the fucking heat up slowly and consistently without stopping. And here we are. You thought Clown World couldn't get any more fucking corrupted and evil and retarded. Yet here we are. Could you have pictured any of this shit 5 years ago? They were so quick to debunk Pizzagate, Comic Ping Pong, the Podestas, and all that other shit that was going on that was so obviously true. But damage control, their methods of such were really working for them. And they managed to pull the wool over so many of you fuckers' eyes that it kills me sometimes to think about how fucking stupid the populace must be to let them get away with this shit and continue to get away with this shit without any means of fucking putting them in check like we should have so fucking long ago and still need to. But hey, that's just me. That's just my interpretation. That's just my perspective. That's the way I see things. Maybe I'm wrong, I like to say sometimes it's good to be wrong. But in this case, if I am wrong, it's not. It's fucking awful. Because if I'm wrong, then who's right? Them? The powers that be? The ones enslaving you? Mentally, physically, spiritually, and otherwise? Let me know. Maybe you have the answers. I highly fucking doubt it. But, let me know. Perhaps we can come to some conclusion here. Perhaps we can come to a common ground. We can start to understand one another and have some idea as to, what the fuck is going on and how we can fix things instead of letting them get any fucking worse than they are. Because it seems like that's where we're headed. Not to be a pessimist about it. I'm not pessimistic in the slightest. But take a look at what the fuck is going on. And then you tell me, where the fuck are we headed? Where do you think we're headed? It's difficult to say, right? But not that hard. It's kind of obvious. Anyways, I'll be right back.
patriot. Patriot. Mental retard. Scared man.
Tony, where's your bad day pants? Tony. Hi. Hey. Yes. That was nice. Yeah, I filled out something. I think it was on Facebook or something, where missionaries come out, send you information, pamphlet and whatnot. They gave me a pamphlet. I looked out the window. I'm like, who the fuck? Because there's just two dudes at the front door. So I opened it. I'm like, oh shit, let's see who this is. Yeah. Mind you, I have not been to church in like I don't know how long, years. I want to say easily. It's been a lot of years since I've last even been inside of a church, let alone attended mass or service. But it might be something to consider, you know. And it's not totally just for the. I mean, the main reason I was considering doing it, going back, was because well, it's this mainly. Um, the quality of women that I've been, you know, fucking around with more recently, as of late, has been a bit on the, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say low quality wise, but, you know, definitely on like the badder side. Whereas, you know, they're not good for me and I'm probably not very good for them. As much fun as we like to have with one another, that's about it. It can't really go much further than that. It's very limited as far as the future is determined, you know? And so I figure, why don't I find a decent woman? Someone who's a bit morally more so mature and structured. You know, like it's hard these days in today's day and age to find a good woman who's not a complete whore in a lot of cases. But where's one place you can go to find some of them? Some actual decent women that may still be out here. Well, church, in fact. That's one of the best places as far as what I've been told. And I'm just trying to do some research firsthand to see what, you know, that may have to offer. Uh, we'll see. In the meantime, though, ugh, I got a lot of shit to do. And the reason I did gooning and cooning part 15 today, so I wanted to check back in. I no longer have the ability to feel happiness anymore. I depress severely every single day. Do you think they are going to kill us gay people by burning us in the incinerators in the camps they are building? This guy's fucking hilarious. No. In fact, you guys will probably be running the camps. They'll be like, this is payback. Now we get to do it to the straight people. Yeah, take that, breeders. My main thing is, besides the fact that I like to have fun, it's life has been a long learning process, full of trial and error, with a lot of failure. But sometimes failure really is the best teacher. Sometimes failure is the best instructor when you have nobody. When you don't have like tutor, a guru, or otherwise, somebody to lead you by example, and you have to figure shit out on your own. Failure is always there to help you better understand what works and what doesn't. And I am very well familiar with the lessons taught by failure. I've had too many to count. And that's not to say that I regret it or that thinking about it future tense, if I'm ever worried that I'm going to fail again, I don't dread it. I'm willing to take chances. I'm willing to take risks. And I'm willing to see things out through to the end. I have that drive, that ambition, that determination. Some people don't possess that, you know, true grit, call it what you want. Some people are lacking in that regard. And it's kind of funny because if they had any idea that to possess something such as that could possibly benefit them in so many ways that they have no idea, that it's almost fucking staggering to think about. Like, it's truly next level in that case. When you can, I guess, put things into that perspective and have some kind of knowledge and know how, especially about yourself, not just the world and how it works, but getting to know yourself better than anything or anyone. You will have a much easier time navigating through life when you know yourself fully, as opposed to when you don't know who you are or what the fuck you're talking about. Because then you're just guessing. And that's pretty much trial and error on a whole. Not to say it isn't worth something, but what's better? Having some sort of a guide, some sort of knowledge, or just going in blind without a plan, a paddle, or a safety net in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're really just throwing yourself to the wolves at that point. Some people make it, though. Not everybody, but some do. And, I say to each their own. Let them figure it out. I'm not here to spoon feed them. As much as I would love to teach them and help them overcome these things and live their best life possible, I can't guarantee that. I can't force it upon them. You can lead a horse to water, but good luck getting it to drink. Right? If it's not thirsty, it's not gonna fucking listen to you. That's just nature. Yeah, it's the science of nature, or vice versa. Anyways, it's been a good stream so far. It's just a shame I never get an audience on this podcast, let alone my room and shit, you know? Whoa, I have 3 subscribers! Oh! Fuck yeah! That's what the fuck I'm talking about, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Mm. How you like me now, bitch? Fucks with me, bitch. Mm. Yes. Yeah, bitch. Ah. Ranking by views, 5 of 8. Average view duration, 13 seconds. 4 views on my shitpost. Active community guideline strike. What? Since when? I thought that shit went away. April 17th. Yeah, well, what the fuck, bitch? 3 subscribers, plus 1 in the last 28 days. Holler. Holler. Right. Let's see. Warning. Oh, that's it. That's all I have. I have no strikes right now. They're all clear. I have no active community guidelines strikes on my channel. All I have is a warning. Beautiful. That strike is finally gone. So my channel is in good standing as of right now. As it should be. It should have always been the case. I should have never gotten a strike in the first place, but whatever. Fucking YouTube is biased against me. They really don't like me sometimes. Some platforms can't handle my message. Some platforms just can't handle me in general. I'm like a wild child. I'm like a problem in every way, shape, and form. There's not much they can do with me. Or to me, for that matter. They try, though. They really do try. But it's just funny how they can't really do much of anything. I'm not here to gloat, you know, after the fact. I just like to present the truth as it is. And I just like to keep people aware of certain things, especially when it comes to my persona, my show, and not only the topics, but what may happen as far as the content I produce and what's going on. But then again, it's all in good fun. A lot of it's satire. You guys need to stop being so butthurt about certain things. Moderation team, I'm talking to right now. So I'll see you guys next time. Suck my nuts. Have fun.